All right, so we are live on Facebook. We are checking the connection here on Instagram, and we're now live on Instagram. We're doing these lives every Tuesday at 6:30 Eastern Time, and today we're going to be talking about a very important topic. It seems like for a lot of people, communication and how we run things at Masai, how we operate with our clients and people we're trying to work with, and then probably for you, it would be good to know what options you have to be able to get more jobs. So we're also going to be talking about that. So we'll be here for like 10 to about 30 minutes. So long story short, I might be able to share a little bit here on the screen, but long story short, communication is really important to us. So when we work together, we're not going to be communicating through email. We will be either having a group chat together over iMessage, WhatsApp, or usually we really like using Telegram so that we know what's going on, we're on the same page, and we can get the work done in like a very fast manner, not have to wait days or even hours for an email. We can communicate back and forth and just get what we need to get done right away instead of like having cycles open and waiting for those cycles to close. We want to take action quickly. And so communication is really important for you and for us to be able to know what is actually happening, what needs to be done to be able to achieve the goal that we both set out to do. Also, we will always remind you of appointments coming up. Hopefully, you're reminding your clients as well so you're not wasting time driving an hour and then back for the people not to show up. That could be fearful for you. So, communication is super important, long story short. And that's the first thing that we wanted to talk about. So, make sure that you're all on the same page with your current team. If you're not, I mean, I don't know how you're still doing things because that's the first thing that needs to happen. Communication is important for your own team, for you and your clients, and then for you and the people who are helping you. So for us, if the people we try to work with are not communicating well, we're probably not ideal to work with. Because if there's no communication, there's probably not much for us to be able to help you with, which could be trouble. So the second thing that we wanted kind of to talk about is how we run things here with Masai Marketing. So we can't work with everybody. I wish, because we'd be a lot richer. But we've decided to just focus on number one, lead generation, but more importantly, lead generation for construction companies that are trying to get homeowners or maybe investors or either maybe subcontract out work too. So the way we like to see if there's a chance for us to work together is just to have a simple conversation. We just want to know, number one, like how many team members do you have available to your disposal? How many jobs you're usually taking on every single month? What an average job is usually like for you, so that we know what you're actually looking for, so that we can go and try to deliver that to you. So we're not giving you type of jobs that you're not wanting to take. We also want to know like how you do your invoicing, how you keep track of all your leads, because that's super important as well. Because what we usually do involves us getting paid some type of fair, like monthly deal, if you will, just for what we do, and then some type of rev share depending on what we bring back and track back to us. We just want what is fair plus a small rev share, so that we can grow alongside of you. The more money we make you, the more money that we make. So, long story short, the beginning stages of us working together is usually us communicating on the phone first or over text. We'll see if it even makes sense to then book a Zoom call. Then we jump on a Zoom call. We try to like see what you actually have been doing in the past, what has worked, what hasn't, what you looked at to try to possibly do, what you are trying like right now, who's handling, really how your situation is, and maybe some problems that that situation is causing you to see like what we could actually do about that. Because there's a lot of people that just come and they're like, hey, how much do you charge? Or like, hey, can you just do some search engine optimization for me? And I'm like, yeah, man, like I would love to. Like I would love to help you, but I'm not sure that that's what you actually need. So that's why we need to have a conversation first to find out what you actually need, what you're actually looking for, because maybe you're too overwhelmed and you don't want more people, more leads coming your way. You want people calling you instead, that know they want to work with you, and maybe they are willing to pay your price. Maybe you're booked up 6 months in advance and they know that, but they're specifically calling you. You're not like requesting more leads or anything. Because there's different things that you could want. So if you want more exposure and stuff, that could be an avenue. And it might not cost you as much as you might think. But then if you want something else like possibly leads, then you got to do the math and see how much is a lead going to cost you, what your closing ratio is. So that's what we got to converse, communicate, and then see if what we're even doing would help you at all. Because there's a lot of people that this might not make sense for. So we don't want to offer you something that is not going to get you what you actually want, which uh, we're not in the business of. So that's the first step. We just got to communicate over the text, phone first, book a Zoom call to see if we vibe together, we get along, and if what we are doing would actually fit what you're trying to achieve. And then if it does make sense, we usually do a couple things. One would be like consulting, where we come in and we set everything up for you. So like Facebook, Instagram ads, tracking on the site, a website or landing pages, Google ads as well. We pretty much set everything. Local home service ads, we qualify for that, and Google ads, really everything. The tracking for the leads, Facebook ads with lead gen, everything that you need really. Maybe even a CRM. And we don't really like to do much of that, so we charge quite a bit for that because we're number one setting you up like we would set up any other client to be able to get results, and then number two, we're spending the time to like teach you how to do it. And so it's like three platforms, and so each platform we spend about 3 hours at a time, 3 to 4 hours. So that's 9 hours that we're spending together, plus the time that it took us to set it up. That's why that's like the highest. It's close to like a 10K offer. And I mean, like, if people want it, if you already have a team member in house and you want everything set up properly and them scaled up, then that's probably a good offer for you. But if you're like a contractor who's not on the tools anymore, who just manages around and does quotes and doesn't have time to do any of this, then that's probably not for you. But if you are not on the tools and you have time and everything, then it could be a good play, because what we teach you, you just have to keep doing it, take action, and then you're going to be able to do it for as long as you want. The platforms are always kind of changing, so you just got to stay on top of that. But you're going to be able to be confident enough to be able to get the results that we would with our clients. So we charge quite a bit for that, if you will, because we are giving you the secret sauce, if you will, for you to be able to get results. So, long story short, that is like a setup deal, one time consulting where we just set you up and then teach you. The second thing would be like just teaching you, where we're just spending about 3 hours per platform. It's usually about three things we're teaching you: Facebook ads, Facebook Instagram ads, the website, how to build it, and how to like make it move people down the line and actually like give you their information and get a quote, instead of like having barriers on your website that act like as an actual barrier that don't let people move forward. That would be the second call. And then third call would be all about Google, like Google ads, being able to generate leads and jobs and phone calls through Google itself, all of what Google offers you. The only thing we won't touch on is like SEO, search engine optimization, because that takes like 6 months to 12 months to be able to get results. And you're better off just hiring someone on Upwork or Fiverr, and your dollar is going to stretch a lot more. So that's two options: setting you up one time and then teaching you. What's option one? Or option two is just teaching you. So it's about 3 hours per call, about 9 hours altogether. And clients are usually paying about 1,500 one time for that. And then what we do is, if you don't have the time to learn, or if you don't want to do it, you just want someone to like actually manage it for you properly and then report to you. Reporting is really important. We usually do that on Fridays. We just send out reports on the communication channel that we have with our clients, either Telegram, WhatsApp, or iMessage. We don't really talk ever through emails, so only those channels. And then we just send the report there so that we know every week what is actually happening, kind of changes that we make, and if we're moving in the right direction. So Other than that, so that's consulting, and then we have the setup plus consulting deal. And then if you don't have the time or you don't want to learn how to do it and you want us to manage it, then we might be able to do like a hands-on deal. And it's almost per platform. So we just split it up into two. We have Facebook and Instagram ads, be able to get leads, phone calls, and more jobs through Facebook. So that's one platform. And then we have the second platform, which would be like Google, a website, maybe local home service ads as well. So that's Google and then Facebook. If we do one platform, clients usually pay us about 1,500 a month. It's probably going to go up next year, plus a 10% rev share. So whatever is greater, we usually get. If we do everything, like both platforms and then the site and then the landing pages, it's usually about 2,500 a month plus 10% rev share, whatever is fair, and whatever we can track back to us. And we're always reporting back to you. So those are really the type of deals that we offer. And so let's say after we did a phone call together, a Zoom call, we see if any of this would even help you at all. Then we would move on to an onboarding call. I would send you some email actions or some like onboarding actions, if you will, through email. That's the only time that we'll communicate through email. It's pretty much going to be a paragraph of what our deal is together. We usually collect 50% up front, like you guys would when you start a new job, and then the other 50% is collected usually when we launch the first set of ads, and then the 30 days start running from there. And by the way, we don't do like 6 month agreement, 12-month agreement, because we want a good amount of time. So we usually do like 2 to 3 months, and then we like to renegotiate to make sure that everything is fair. And plus, some of these businesses are seasonal, so we want to make sure that it's fair for everybody. So after we do the phone call, Zoom call, and then we see if it does make sense to work together when we do the onboarding call. But before that, I send you that one email with like what we actually agreed on to do, and then some onboarding actions. It's about 8 points about like giving us access to what we actually need, the assets to work with. We usually handle that on the call, and then we ask you for like to fill out a form, which is 14 questions, and just jump on the Telegram or WhatsApp group chat so we can be communicated from there. And from there, now it's on us to be able to set everything up, communicate with you, get you to approve some stuff. Depending on what we do, we'll help you shoot some ad videos as well for the advertising on Facebook, because we found that that usually works a lot better than just like a normal image. So it's very simple, it's very straight to the point, and this is not for everybody. It's only for people who are already getting deals and they're actually pretty busy already, but they want to be able to pick and choose who they work with and be able to um, charge a little bit more because you have so much work to be able to pick and choose from. So long story short, if there's any other questions, let me know in the chat. But we kind of just went over number one, why communication is important to everybody that you're working with, and I mean just in life in general, communication is important. And number two, how we kind of run things at Masai, and then the options that you have available. Um, and by the way, you have free options, and then you have paid options when it comes to advertising, and even more than that. If you look at a tree, apple tree, if you will, there's a lot of apples on the tree, and there are some apples that are very high on the tree, some that are pretty low on the tree, and those apples, let's say those represent. Oh, Instagram just time limit me. I don't know if it'll stop that. So those apples on that tree, each of those represent a action that you can take online to be able to make more money for the business. Now, some of those apples, if you will, on that tree, they're going to be very high up there. So it's going to take you a lot of time and energy to be able to reach for those, and tools even. But some of the low hanging fruit that is on that tree is easy to take, and it brings you the revenue that you're actually looking for. So, us as advertisers, we're constantly looking for number one, bottlenecks, and what actions we can take to be able to free those bottlenecks up, but what actions actually bring the revenue that we're looking for and are easy to take, because we don't want to be spending too much time, energy, and attention on these actions, because we know that there is some low hanging fruit that will bring the revenue that we're looking for. So for Facebook and Instagram, you can post for free every day, as many times a day as you want or a week. And that's not going to get you jobs right away, but it's good to have like as a portfolio and a place that people can see that you're a legit business, that you do constant work, that you do good work, and as a portfolio, if you will. But that's not going to get the phone to ring right away. It's not going to get you jobs right away. And then Facebook gives you the ability to do ads, pay to play space. You minimum got to be spending about 30 bucks a day, so it's like $900 a month, which is not bad at all. You could get even two leads, and let's say one of those convert into like a 5 to 10 to even more thousands of dollar deal, and it's worth it. It'll definitely be worth it for you. Obviously, you just don't want two leads if you spent $900. You minimum want like, let's say 10 to 20, so about 50 to 100 bucks a lead is what you should be budgeting on Facebook or on Google. Google's going to be a little bit more expensive, a lower volume of leads, but usually higher quality. And Facebook is going to be a higher volume of leads, a little bit less quality, but we've still seen quality there. And you're still going to convert people there. But long story short, that's Facebook and Instagram. You got the free stuff you can do, and then the pay to play space, which you just got to set up properly to be able to generate results. And then Google, they give you quite a few options. So depending on the service that you offer, you can do local home service ads, and that's like a pay per lead model to Google. You just have to have some really good reviews and always pick up the phone. Um, and the second thing would be like Google My Business, which is also free, and I would recommend that you open that up if you haven't yet, and just make sure you verify and start getting reviews on there. And that's like kind of just showing up on the map. And then you have pay to play again, which is pay per click, and these are Google ads, but you need a landing page or a website to bring the traffic to. For Google ads, you got to be very contextual. You got to be tracking people, and you just got to make it easy for them to opt in and to request a quote. And then lastly, you have SEO, search engine optimization on Google. The stuff's free, but again, I would recommend you just Upwork or Fiverr, outsource somebody else in Asia or South America, so your ad dollar goes a lot farther, because you're gonna have to spend maybe 6 months to a full year on SEO for it to be able to like rank up, but it's still a good investment. So long story short, this was number one about communication, how we run things at Masai, and a few options that you have available to be able to get more jobs. So hopefully this is helpful. We're gonna be posting the recording, and I'll see you guys next week. Talk soon. Bye.